head to the MMA school to train at. I'm actually teaching this morning, so getting there even earlier to make sure I can open up the door and the gym and get this show on the road. A little bit of a drive, so I usually stream it. What are you up so early for? You going to the gym? Getting after it? You're in Greece and just finished your job. Well, rub it in, why don't you? Rest time. No time for rest. Rest when you're dead. Just kidding, you can rest. $2 o'clock. Oh wow, still early. I still got a lot of the day left. You love your naps. You guys take a lot of naps over there. Lots of naps over there. Just don't get me wrong, I like taking naps as well. In fact, I've been relying on them, and I'm thinking I'm screwing up my sleep. It's kind of crazy as I haven't slept very well, which makes me tired by the afternoon. So, man, sometimes I'll conk out for a good hour and a half, and then I'll wake up feeling alright, but then I won't be able to fall asleep immediately when I go to bed that night. So it's like, good night. Can't get it to work for me. There's more caffeine, I guess. Hours after my job meal, must else I'm dead. Oh my goodness. You guys drink coffee over there? Lower sugar, lower carb meal, you'll be alright. Capitals of the world. Stopped drinking coffee 10 years ago. Wow. Yeah, I'll drink it every once in a while. Won't drink much of it. Usually, if I have like a cup a day, I'll be fine. I supplement with a bunch of pre-workout drink too. That's a bunch of caffeine in it, for better or for worse. Weed legal over there? Yeah, very touristy. Yeah, do you work in the tourism industry, I imagine? I imagine a lot of people work in tourism over there. psychiatric hospital. Hey, what's up, Carl? We don't even have backup people. Oh, jeez. I'm just saying, yeah, we got a lot of crazy politics over here. Even like our abortion laws, like your guys' abortion laws over there are actually, in Europe as a whole, are more strict than what we have. Play so loosey-goosey over here. Yet, you know, I don't know, there just seems to be this general perception, I would say, that internally in the United States that we're much more than the world is doing. So it could be the rest of the world's trying to catch up to us at this point. Not saying we should catch up. I guess that's pretty concerning about my ideas. Carl, I need to rotate them. They're getting bad. I have been so incredibly busy. They are really bad, and they're all-terrain tires. So they're even louder. They get balanced as well. This afternoon. I know, Carl, I know. About $1,200 for me to get a set of tires. But, I'm kind of anticipating doing that before spring anyway. Like I said, these all-terrains, they're stupid loud to begin with. They don't make for a smooth ride. Granted, I got tons of traction, but not for the road and stuff. They don't do as well, I notice, in the rain. Yeah, if I'm storm chasing next season, which that's the plan, definitely want better tires for the rain. Definitely want better tires for the rain. Usually get Michelin Defenders. the day, and so I got to be there at the airport. Yeah, they say it's the thing to do. Is if you get to, like the first step to get to skiing is get your own ski goggles and get your own boots. Skis and poles you can always get everywhere else. Not worth so much the trouble to drag them with you. Although it's not that big of a deal. But it's pretty convenient though too. And just worry about the small stuff. It's not very much to rent gear. The ski lifts is where it gets you. Ski lifts are where it gets you. Backpack set up yet. Morning, Colby. Oh, there you go, Carl. I got pretty nice. I can't remember what brand of ski goggles I got. They're pretty nice, though. Colby, I haven't even looked at my portfolio. I know. Man, what do you think? Do you think Tesla's gonna get down to even further? Because this freaking hurts. And what's this word? What's this about Elon supposedly going on to another sell-off? That hurt. That really hurt. I guess he wasn't done with all the sell-offs. Yeah, when he was selling to buy Twitter originally. Wasn't quite done. debating whether or not I want to start playing with the metals market a little bit. As I mentioned today, especially with all this talk about Russia and China and Saudi Arabia going to a metals-backed currency of some kind. That's the hope, Colby. That's the hope. As long as you're showing a positive return. You know, that's one thing that actually thinking about this the other day about investing in people. Kind of really off topic, but you know, there are always people, usually in your circle, at least for me, that I'm always trying to help. And by help, I mean, hey, they have a sincere interest in trying to improve themselves, whether it's physically, financially, you know, mentally, whatever, right? You know, but for me, a lot of times I got so many people and friends that call me, about, you know, going to the gym and working out and all this kind of stuff. And I got a lot of friends that call me about business. Not that I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of people that I know, I should say. And I'm always trying to provide whatever feedback I can positively. And if someone, you know, hey, they want to put in the work and they want to show, they show a very sincere interest in something like that and in bettering themselves, I want to invest with them, right? But holy smokes, chat. It's, and here's the thing, I don't need to have an investment in either, like a financial investment or anything like that. I just want there to be a positive return, even at least for themselves on their own time, positive return at least on their own finances, on their own things that they implement, on their health, whatever it might be. But hey, if I'm gonna, that's like, you know, that's like the kind of being a venture capitalist only with your time, right? And only I'm not getting a return on it, right? My return is watching you get a return on it, at least for yourself. But holy smokes, when you don't have a positive, well, when you don't invest in yourself, right? And you don't, you're not gonna take other people's time and invest it, which I thought was an interesting concept, right? You always hear, like on the Shark Tank, you know, someone comes out and pitches an idea, and one of the primary questions always comes out, it's like, well, how much are you in this? You know, and it's like, well, I'm not investing in it at all. It's like, well, frick, if you're not investing in it, why should I invest in it, right? Which is a fair question. It's like, why are you asking other people to put out for you when you won't even put out for yourself? Like, what's the deal? Why would we do this? And you know, that's a very fair, I think, question to ask. But also, I think the same thing applies to time, right? Like, if I'm going to spend time trying to help you improve your situation, whatever it might be, it's like, well, why am I going to spin my wheels trying to help you get better when you're not putting in the work, when you're not putting in the time? And you know, and then sometimes you got to cut your losses, right? Your time is the most valuable asset you have. You have a finite amount of it, and you're spending it. Anytime you know, just this being, you're spending it. And so you gotta be very, very careful how you spend it, and be careful about the people you spend it on, because some people aren't worth your time, right? And that's not mean you're an a-hole or you're a jerk or whatever. It's just, you know, it's like, hey, it's a bad investment. And it's not to say that some people change, right? Some people change. Some people, you know, figure out and they get their head out of their butts and go, you know what? I need to start investing. I've wasted enough money, wasted enough time. And then those people that want to do that, it's like, hey, I'll come. You know, you're there to come alongside to hopefully help them do that. But man, very few things that irritate me more that I gotta be careful about because I don't want to get resentful or I don't want to. There's just a lot of negative energy I don't want to be putting in my gas tank. But when someone doesn't put in the time, doesn't invest in themselves, right? Yet complain that they don't have a return, right? It's like, they'll be very, very quick to point out everyone else's success all around them, and there's some other reason other than themselves why they don't have that share in that same success, right? It's the odds are stacked up against me, or I can't do it because of this, I can't do it because of that, blah blah blah. This whole the victim blaming thing, they're not victim blaming. What do they call that? They call it it's just blaming everything, any other situation and factor on the reason for your inability to have a return. And it's like, well, you're not even putting in the time. You're too busy blaming other people, and yet you haven't even put. It's like complaining that you don't have any money in the stock market. You're not making a return in the stock market. Well, you haven't even put any money in. It's like, what do you like? That's that. It's that type of. I equate that type of stupidity and ignorance to that kind of reasoning. It's like, complain they don't have money and they're not making a return, and it's like, but they got a zero balance in their bank account. Same thing with, again, I said the word time 1,000 times in this conversation, but same thing with your time. It's like, you got to invest it, right? And it doesn't happen overnight. It's a long term, right? It's a long term play. Sometimes those returns don't come immediately. Oh, that's pretty cool, Wags. Interesting. Yeah, we've already said, we've all heard the phrase, time is money. I've heard that time and time again. And I'm really starting to see that, because that's what's becoming more and more valuable as I get older. And hence why I set myself up to be self-employed from my 20s, because I wanted to make sure that was a focus of getting my time back. And it has the potential of starting to pay off finally, but it took freaking 7-8 years of my life to get to where I'm at right now. More than that, honestly. It took 11 years, 12 years going through. I think about it more. It's like it took even longer than that. Because I had to go to school, had to get work experience, had to work so many different jobs, trying to figure out, what I need to improve on. It cost a lot of money. I've lost tens of thousands of dollars on bad ventures, but I needed those lessons, right? Needed all that, but I kept on putting in the time, and now it's finally paying off. And so, what's frustrating to me is people look at sometimes what I've done, what I'm doing, and think that I just fell upon this. It's like, no, I did not fall upon this. I started my company, which is now worth, a 7-digit figure, with $5,000. Anybody can get $5,000 together. You can get a loan for $5,000, right? Anybody can do that. That's what I did. I've done it in a butt ton of time. 70, 80-hour work weeks for months on end. That's what it took. Lots of blood, sweat, and tears. And anyone can do that. Anyone can. Yeah, Kobe. be a great business opportunity, but what's my time investment? Because I'm looking for a certain return rate. Would you take 6K and 89 Corolla for your company? No, because it's already, my business is a success. Like, there's no risk. Or no, there's risk. There's not near the amount of risk as there once was when I first started. See? You know, I had a lot of friends and family go, man, I wish I would have bought it. You should have asked me, blah, blah. I'm like, you wouldn't have done it. You wouldn't have done it. Like now what's great is I'm in a position now where I have other entrepreneurs or investors that I can talk to anytime I do want to start a new business. I'm like, look, here's what I did, and I can show them, and you know, here's my portfolio of where I invested my time and money and my expertise, and here's what return I got off of it. I want to do this again somewhere else, or I want to do a different business. And now people will invest in me, essentially, to go and do things. And that's what Elon Musk, that's what he did. You know, it's like he did PayPal, right? And people saw what he did, and it's like, well, people want to invest in him. He bought Twitter. There's, you know, other financial firms like, okay, yeah, you know, everything you touch is gold, blah, blah, blah. Let's invest in him. You know, it's that kind of, you know, you're investing, you're making you're increasing the value of yourself to the world too, and you can leverage that value. Anyhow, I'm sure someone out there in the world has talked about, you know, your personal success and development in that way, as far as looking at your time as an investment, even to a greater degree than what I'm discussing. But I've not heard it, and so I was like, you know what, this is kind of interesting. This is an interesting concept to develop, because that's what I'm constantly in this, assessing the financial viability of different ventures through this structure and mechanisms. Like, well, I can do that with my time as well. And it's like, you know what? I like it. It's a question worth asking all the time. Is it worth my time to commit into these different things that I do, people, so on and so forth? A lot for me, it's people too, because, you know, last thing I want to do is invest time into people that don't want help or are not going to invest in themselves. I'd much rather invest time in somebody that wants to improve themselves. They're gun ho, they're hungry, and you know, those, because there is a return that even you know, get off of that, because that's what I want to see. That's the utility that I want to gather, is the one that's from people taking charge of their own, you know, lives, if you will, and destinies, and doing something with it. Time to start parking. Yeah, there you go, Colby. All right, chat. I gotta go open up the gym. So, have a good evening. Catch you guys later. I'm sure I'll be hanging out here for too long, but